You could play with this thing like all day. It just goes on and on with. Hey everyone, check this out. We're having some fun today with some Frunk and Trunk LED strip, ambient lighting, whatever you want to call it. This is made for the model, well, actually I've got it on a Juniper, Model Y Juniper, but they're made for everything. 3, X, S, Y, Z, W, I don't know. Everything, all the different Teslas, they've got them for. This is obviously the Trunk LED strip. We've got one for the Frunk. Show you that in a second. These things are, you know, they're a lot of fun. They've got an app, but you don't need to use the app. Super easy to install, like 10 or 15 minutes, and they're pretty inexpensive. As usual, all the links are below. Remember to use a discount code TESLAMARK. Saves you the most money and works in all the best places. So these come from Hansshow. I'll show you what's in the kit basically right before the install. Again, install is super simple. There's only a few parts. This Trunk one is even easier to put in than the Frunk, and they're both, like I said, maybe 15 minutes. So you can kind of see what this does here in the trunk. Let me show you the Frunk real quick. The Frunk is actually a lot more functional. Oh, that was bad. It's actually more functional. You know, you do have this little light down here, but it's pretty small. This one here is obviously a lot more bright. There's a lot more LEDs in it. You can actually see what's going on here. And yeah, also, if you've got like this going on, get a mat already. This is, come on. All right, let's get going with the install. Let's take a look at what they give you. First, we've got a control box, and you're going to want to scan this here to get a hold of the app. This end plugs into the actual LEDs. This end here, we're going to get power from this connector. This connector, I'll show you where that goes, but it's behind the panel. We're going to pull power from your car from the little LED light that's in there now, that lame little LED light. And then this is the actual LED strip. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is connect this up just to make sure that it works before we go through the effort of tucking it in here. I'll show you how all that goes, but that is the first thing we're going to do. So let's go. All right, we got to get access to the power under here. Let's just kind of prise off. These 3 clips here just kind of pop off. They give you this pry tool. Nice. Using this kind of makes it easier to take this plug out, at least it did for me. All right, so this is just a pass-through connector. We plug this in here. That little clip bump thing there goes in here. All right, this plugs back in here, same way. For the ground, we actually need to use one of these bolts here. Probably going to use this one here. It holds on the hinge, and this is the only one that's a good ground. So there is another bolt down there. I'm trying to get the light and everything right here, but right there in the center. And I checked that one though. That does not have continuity to ground, so do not use that one. And when we use this one here, just loosen one side a little bit, slip that ground wire in there, and then tighten it up because we don't want to move that hinge around at all. Okay, plug this in here. Don't forget to scan this. It gives you access to the Magic Lantern app. Alright, plug this guy in, and you gotta line up the little keys here. Alright. Okay, now that we know it works, let's get this all tucked in. So we've got a little bit of wire out here, but you know, no big deal. This is pretty simple. Remember, this side has the lights, this does not, so we just don't tuck this side in. And there's a lot of room underneath here to just kind of tuck this guy in. All right, we've got some excess here, and they say we can just cut this, so I'm gonna cut it. feels weird to just cut it like in any spot, because normally you can't do that. Put this cap back on. All right, so let's test this thing out. Magic Lantern app, on, off, okay. I don't know why that's so much fun. All right, then yeah, we've got some presets here, nice. Classic colors here, okay. This app was used for some other ambient lighting that I had in the car, and it goes like on and on with what this thing can do. Like, you could be here all day. Alright, pushing this button is supposed to change the modes. Let's see if that works. These modes are so similar that it's not easy to tell, but yeah, they're changing. Alright, let's see what we got here. This is obviously the LED strip. Check this out. This thing's huge. Well, it's got to go all the way around the trim here. We'll get to that in a minute. This is the power cord. We'll plug that sucker right in there. Ah, control box. Okay. Tell you right now, before this gets tucked away anywhere, scan this in. It's going to get you the Magic Lantern app. It's not necessary to run and use this thing, but you know, it makes it a little more fun. And then you've also got this remote control. All right, let's put it in. Super simple. All right, let's run through what we're going to do. This is obviously going to plug into our power outlet there. See this little opening here? We are going to then run that cable, this guy, through there. We're going to pull this open here, which is like no big deal. This weather stripping just pulls right up. There's not even let me start it here. There's no adhesive or anything on this. It just kind of pulls off. You put it right back in, and we're going to take that wire, run it through here. Then we're going to plug this into the control box. This cable is going to be obviously attached to it. This is going to attach to that, and we are then going to run it through here and all the way around. So let me show you. You barely have to pull this back. You can see right in there. So let's put the cord there. Pops out right here. Let's plug this in here. Plug this together. It's kind of keyed, so it only goes in one way. All right, let's plug the power in, and whammo, magic. All right, it's a good idea to check this out, plug it all in, power it up, make sure that it works before we do all this work. Again, scan this to get the Magic Lantern app before you start tucking it in there. So now let's tuck it in there. Let's push this back in. And obviously the LED side is going to be, you know, this way so we could see it. And really, you just start tucking it in here like this. Alright, if you've got extra, you can just actually cut it. Take this off. We're going to reuse it. I would turn this off before you cut it for sure. And the power button is on that plug, but yeah, turn it off. Put this back on. That is pretty cool. If you go here into charging, so this keep accessory power on, it keeps all of your accessory powers, you know, all your USB ports and the power port there in the back. It will keep it on all the time unless the battery runs like way down. But you know, usually you want this off, and this will make sure that those LEDs and everything turn off. And then in the back, you know, you've got the that switch right on the power plug that will turn it off too.